Hello once again. It's your boy That's No Moon, and just as we're coming to the end of a really weird year, um, one that I'd quite like to see the back of actually, and rather than commentate on the Grand Arena on this one, I thought I'd give you a little insight into my year and the sort of ups and downs that I've had anyway. Talking of ups, in the game, recently unlocked Jedi Knight Luke, and here's the progress for Jedi Master Luke, so not a huge amount away, I don't think. Um, yeah, this piece, farming a lot of these, I still need about 400 of these. Oh, cheers. It's always that last piece that evades you for like so long, doesn't it? But yeah, so on this Grand Arena, I'll sort of like, yeah, so I'll go through my year anyway. And fingers crossed, as I said, it's been a really, really weird year. So I just sort of like to get a few things maybe off my chest and then head into the new year like hoping for a better place anyway. So yeah, really, really weird year. So first and foremost, in January, I weirdly had a car at a roundabout sort of slam into the back of me, and the worst thing was it wasn't even my car. Again, it was like not my fault. So, but because it wasn't my car, I kind of felt a bit guilty about it, and yeah, so that was like an absolute hassle, and I had probably about neck pain for about 3 months as well. So, that was a lot of fun. Then got that car repaired because again it wasn't my car, and what the insurance wanted to do, they wanted to write it off because of the extent of the damage. But as I said, I like couldn't have it wrote off because this person needed a car basically. So got it repaired and went to the scrapyard, replaced the parts, etc., and had some money left over. So I thought, oh, bingo, because the repairs they cost like nowhere near what they were quoting anyway. So it all got repaired, and anyway, this other person had said, oh, like put it through the MOT, and there was quite a bit of work to do with the MOT, but I was still a few £100 up, and I was like, oh, get in, like back of the net. And then Storm Bella came. Now, Storm Bella was not Storm Bella, Storm Dennis, that was it. And this was like, I think it was January or February last year. I really can't remember, but it led to a huge amount of flooding in the UK. And anyway, the day after, I got it all MOT'd and all sorted, and there was a load of stuff with the brakes that needed doing. And anyway, so I got all that sorted, and the first day that I had it back, Storm Dennis was around. Now, Storm Dennis, a lot of the rivers burst its banks, and I was on the way home from work, and I managed to get it stuck in a rather large body of water, let's say. So it was like I was driving home, it was dark, and I couldn't quite see sort of the depth of it. It just looked like a bit of standing water in the road, and the road dipped. And anyway, I'm stuck in this puddle, and yeah, I then open the door, because if I open the door, I've got a feeling that there's a whole load of water gonna come in to the car. So I phoned the rescue services, and they said, "Is it more than 3 inches of water you're in?" I said, "Oh God, absolutely. It's more like sort of 3 foot of water." It honestly, the road did dip, and it wasn't just me that got stuck there. It was like a car graveyard, honestly. So yeah, so got that stuck, and anyway, there was this weird thing. So this farmer came and said, "Oh, where's your connecting rod?" or something like that. And I said, and it's the least manly I've ever felt, because there's me sat in a car in the middle of a freaking massive body of water, and he's there with like wading in his shorts basically. It was freezing outside. And he goes, "Oh, I'm going to have to connect it onto something else." And I was like, oh, what a hero, like absolute guardian angel. So big thank you to that guy. Hooked it up to the back of his truck and towed me out. And anyway, so long story short, I was I was taken to a service station where they would relay me, because this guy was so busy, that the original guy who'd like picked me up from the emergency services, or not the emergency services, rather the rescue services, he was So he would drop me off, and he phoned a colleague to come and get me. Anyway, his colleague never came and got me. I think the floodwater was like too bad and couldn't reach me, so I had to spend the night in a car, and that was the coldest I have ever felt. It was freezing. So yeah, just a cool million damage on Vader there. So yeah, that was Storm Bella. Luckily, I managed to get the car like salvaged. As I said, all that repair work had gone into it, and it was a huge effort to get it all done. So managed to get the engine, the water out the engine, and that car fiasco was all over. I was never so glad to give a car back at the end of it as this one. Honestly, it like took me through some adventures. Then we come to like February. Yeah, week on after that. I was then working away, and our daughter got like really ill, and she was sort of rushed into hospital, and yeah, that was like a really concerning time. And this was a week after that ordeal, and the week after there was another storm in the UK, and obviously the water hadn't like rescinded much at all, and it was almost in the same place. I must have beat it by about like 3 or 4 minutes of the road closing again. So I was able to see like my daughter in hospital, and she got better, made a full recovery. And then about a week later, she fell like really ill again and had to go in. But all is well with that anyway. So that was good, but a very, very like worrying time. Then obviously coronavirus came around in March. I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, and like everyone in the UK pretty much had like I work in like retail, let's say. So it's so we were all like classed as non-essential, so I was off for sort of 12 weeks anyway, so that was like really nice actually, and that was good because I got to spend a lot of time with the family, and working away I would never usually get that anyway, so so that was like really good and formed a really good connection with my daughter as well, and we had a huge, like the summer was gorgeous, it was like so nice, like weather-wise it was absolutely fantastic, so we had a great like time. We went out like literally every single day, and yeah, was really like, I personally really enjoyed having some time off where I wouldn't usually, so that was nice as well. Kind of, I feel like I won't be the only one with this, but I kind of felt like I did struggle a little bit with my mental health, with like the stress of everything that had gone on previous, and obviously going into a very uncertain time because after these 12 weeks of being on furlough, I was made redundant from my job, and so I had like no source of income. I had, while the administration process was winding down, obviously I still had some income. Very luckily I was able to get another job very quickly, and it's amazing when you think like you've got all this time off, and it felt weird that I had like no time to spare as well during it. So that was another weird one. So made redundant, and obviously I was going through like quite a lot of money issues as well, but they resolved themselves pretty quickly as well. So that was good. Then like coming up, obviously coronavirus, it does feel like, and I know this is a subject that you will all be so bored of, but I do feel like it takes a huge toll on everyone. I'm quite lucky, I certainly don't or I haven't felt ill. I did catch bronchitis this year as well, and that was rough. That knocked me for six. I must have been like sort of 8 weeks where I was ill, and that was ropey, out of breath and everything. But I knew it was bronchitis, and this was during the original one. So I'm quite lucky. All my family is very safe as well, and the people I know. People I know around and like family and stuff like that, they're all good, and I hadn't, like, personally I'm quite lucky. I don't know anyone who's died from it. I know that there will be people, probably the chances are that there will be someone watching this video who has had it affect them very, very closely. So obviously condolences to anyone who has lost someone through this awful thing. I'm not going to comment on my thoughts about it, or what should be happening or what shouldn't be happening, because that's not for this video anyway. So this is more like not my year in review, but a few things that happened to me this year. in terms of the channel, I loved making videos. I sort of fell out of love with doing it very recently, and very recently I've sort of come back to it a little bit more, doing more videos, and that's simply because I kind of got a promotion. I moved like up the ladder, so I had a lot of work to do when I then found a job, but it was also very hard in terms of keeping up, and I kind of lost the motivation to do it as well. But I've always enjoyed making videos, whether it's on guides, whether it's on Grand Arena, whether it's just silly little statistics videos, or little things that kind of I find interesting anyway. A little bit left field a lot of the time, but you know, it's kind of there's only so many things that you can watch over and over again. So in terms of that, sort of found a little bit of love again for making videos. A lot of the videos, they don't get a huge amount of interaction, and sometimes I feel like it would be better served going over on Twitch, because I do enjoy talking to people about this game, helping people with this game, talking over different ideas, counters, whatever it might be, modding. Again, I'm like basically obsessed with this game, to the point where at some times where I've been playing this game free to play for the last 5 and a bit years, or it pretty much from day one, and I definitely feel that with this game there's a big balance. And you know, over the course of the last year, I've definitely felt that I've been sucked into this game. You know, things like arena payouts interfering with family time, and that's something I need to rectify as well. So you know, my first and foremost priority is going to be family 100% of the time, and when I can get to it, brilliant, no problem, and make videos, brilliant, no problem. But I'm not going to apologize for not making content. Again, it sounds very silly, but it's just me putting it into words anyway, and reminding myself that actually an arena payout, even taking a day off or 2 days off a week, is brilliant, and just spending some quality time as well. Again, trying not to take things for granted. So you know, thank you to everyone who's joined the Discord, supported the channel as well. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe as well. It's been like pretty big year in terms of growth for the channel. I know it's only still a very small channel, but it is nice to see, and it is nice to know that you enjoy the videos. So yeah, if you do ever want to come over to the Discord, please feel free to jump by and say hello. There's some really nice people there as well, so you're always more than welcome. So I guess heading in, what else happened this year? Oh, that was it. During the summer, me and Mrs. Moon, we were meant to get married, and that didn't happen, obviously, for the obvious reason where everything was shut. So everything had to go on hold. So that was a big issue as well. That was, you know, that was tough. You know, when you've planned it for so long, and you know, you've both working towards this, and it doesn't happen, and you have to put it back, and finally that day where you realize, okay, this is going to have to go back another year or whatever it is pretty heartbreaking. And you know, it is pretty hard in terms of, you know, keeping going and things like that. And so we were meant to get married, and we've rebooked it for next year as well. So so that was really, really tough. Coming up now, in terms of the end of the year, I'm actually in a lot better place than I was at the start of the year, in all honesty. I probably thought I was okay at the start of the year, and I was like a hot mess, in honesty. There was too many things going on out of my control, and it was a really, really strenuous time as well, with everything external going on. So it's going to be more a case of me this year focusing on myself, and just taking a bit more care of myself as well, because there was a lot of times where you know, I wasn't eating or having a lunch, and I would call it intermittent fasting and things like that. So but yeah, it's definitely a lot better than it was, and I just wanted to sort of get some thoughts out there on why I'm sort of quite glad to leave this year behind. And it's quite an open and honest thing, and I think these sort of things should be talked about a little bit more, especially with mental health and gaming. They go hand in hand together so often, and that's the thing that I think it is important that, obviously, if anyone is struggling with mental health, they should reach out, even if it's to a friend or someone that they trust on a Discord server or whatever it is. it is important to sort of touch base, and again, getting another perspective on things will always put things, a new set of eyes on something is going to be really important as well. So yeah, that was kind of my weird and wonderful year. There was ups and there was downs, and in life you realize that there is a light side and a dark side, and there is balance to the force. And a famous philosopher once said there is no good and bad, it's the perception that you attribute to it. Basically, I know I've butchered that, but essentially he means that there are going to be external things that happen, but it's how we deal with them and the perception that we give them. Again, there will be a lot of things out of our control that we can't do anything with, and we've just got to sort of learn to accept them. So yeah, so that was my kind of weird and wonderful year. In terms of where I want to go with the game, I'm sort of fairly close to Jedi Master Luke. That's going to be a lot of fun. I said this after or before getting Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, that I would be in a great spot for PvP, and of course I'm suffering the same sort of issues. But I genuinely feel like I will be in a great spot when I get Jedi Master Luke, and I know I'm falling into the same trap, exactly the same trap that I did when I unlocked Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. But yeah, I'm still happy in terms of where this game is. I have zero issues with this game at the moment. I'm like pretty happy with where I'm at the game, the progress. Relicates, I'm really not bothered about. That'll be something it's on the back burner. Genuinely not too worried about that. Beskar Mando, I'm again not too bothered about that or chasing. I think I just want to have a bit of fun with this game, go after cool characters like Jedi Knight Luke, have a bit of fun with this game, concentrate a little bit more on PvE, so things like the new Challenge Rancor, and also light side territory battles. And I do watch a lot of like content when it comes to this, but I don't really participate. I don't have the characters, but I kind of want to, and I want to do well, and the high level PvE really does interest me. Guys that I watch are like Mr. Jigabachi, Fatal, or the Playbook, you might know him as. And these guys, I really enjoy their like light side territory battle stuff as well. In terms of content creators, I think this game has still this year got a huge, rich diversity in content creators. If you log on to Twitch at like any time of the day, there's always someone on, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitch as well. So yeah, so that it's like in a good shape, I feel. But yeah, that's about it. It was a weird year. Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah, I thought I was going to die this year as well. Weird story. But after lockdown, I went into work and like straight away slammed 2 Pepsi Maxes, and these are apparently the absolute worst for like. I'll come on to it anyway. So I genuinely don't know what it was. By about sort of 5 p.m, I felt really ropey, and anyway, I was having like heart palpitations. I'm quite a young guy anyway. It's not like heart attack age, but I was having like all the symptoms. I couldn't breathe. I had like a really tight arm and everything, and yeah, I was kind of. Driving home with the blurry vision and everything. It wasn't a long drive. It was only like a 5-10 minute drive anyway to where I was staying. And I just had to like lie down on the bed. And during those moments, I thought like, it is weird. I legitimately thought I was going to die. My heart was like absolutely jumping out my chest. And I don't know whether it was like a caffeine overload. I don't know whether it was intestinal gas. I don't know what it was, but I just know that now if I drink Pepsi Max, it is like an absolute nightmare. So, but it is weird. I genuinely, legitimately thought I was going to die. So it gives you like a new, and the reason I'm saying this is it gives you like a new perspective on life, not to sweat the small stuff really, and to kind of enjoy the little things and just be a bit more in the moment. Which I think is like super important as well for people. I think people are always either in the future or in the past. And when you're ruminating on stuff in the past that's happened, again, there's a lot of stuff that is out of people's control. But if you spend too much time in the past, you're going to get pretty depressed. If you spend too much time in the future, you're going to get pretty anxious when you think about all the bad things and scary things that might happen. So yeah, I'm going to, I think, try and spend more time in the moment and in the present, and just, you know, just be a bit happier, worry less about little stupid stuff like, you know, whether I win or lose a Grand Arena or whatever it is. Although I still genuinely care about this, this is still my favourite part of the game. But as I said, it is what it is. There's some things that will change, there's some things that won't, and a new year doesn't always mean a huge amount of change. I feel like I was never one to really do like big New Year's resolutions, but it was more like little tweaks here and there, and being introspective and looking at yourself and being honest with yourself and going, okay, either I need help, or I need to see someone, or I need to tighten this up, or I need to start working out, or I need to take care of my health, or whatever it is. Like, only you will know the answers to that. And it is important that you address those as well. So it's exactly the same metaphor as if your car wasn't working or it was making a noise, well, you would take it into the garage. Some of you might not, and again, that just sort of leads you up to a failure or until a catastrophic failure. But the majority of people, if there was an engine warning light or whatever it was, you would take it into the garage. And I feel like putting that into perspective, if something ain't right, you need to do something with it. So yeah. And hey, it's just a few thoughts going into the new year anyway. Ships, I do not give a damn for, so I will not be changing my behavior. There is no resolutions coming to ships. It is a necessary evil. But yeah, and hopefully you guys, your year has been okay with everything that has gone on. As I said, in terms of that interaction, if you've got this far, let me know how you're doing in the comments. Let me know how long you've been playing in the game, or if you want to drop into the Discord, by all means do. And as I said, you know, if anyone has any issues that they've got or whatever it is, I'm always a Discord message away, in honesty. You know, I'm on there quite a lot during the day anyway. I'm not working at the moment, so hence doing a few more videos. And yeah, as I said, it's a case of let me know how your year has gone, and also let me know how much you've done in the game in a year, because when you look back and, you know, I think the Gambit podcast was talking about this, the difference in your roster in a year is absolutely huge. You don't notice it because upgrades are few and far between. But yeah, there will be a huge roster. And where do you want to be in a year from now as well? So if you've got one GL, do you want to have another two? Do you want to join a guild that maxes everything? What do you want to do with the game? In a year's time, where do you see yourself? So yeah, let me know in the comments what you feel as well. We'll just finish off these battles here. As you might have saw, he did drop one battle, so this is all she wrote. Anyway, I did actually lose a battle last time with Malevolence to to Negotiator, and that the phone nearly went out the window, honestly. So yeah, I'll try and do a few more of these GACs as well. You guys seem to like them anyway. Yeah, so he's dropped that battle against Ray, which is fantastic. I was only going to put that on last minute. That was only a last minute addition. That's the one that actually held. Finalizer weirdly did all right, but I should be keeping Finalizer for taking down Rebels. So a little bit of a misplay there anyway. So I'll just see who I've got next round. There's a few tough opponents here, in all honesty. Nana Huatzin, for representing the RH New Far Eastern Republic. He's got Slacker, but no Jedi Knight Luke, so I might try out a Jedi Knight Luke counter against this if he puts this on defense. So yeah, it should be interesting, and hopefully there'll be lots of interesting stuff from the channel coming up. So yeah, let me know how your year has been in the comments or on Discord as well. I will see you all next time. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more Star Wars Galaxy Heroes nonsense as well. I wish you all an amazing 2021, and as I said, fingers crossed we'll all get through this, and I will see you on the other side. Cheers, guys.